His compressor sounds like a smothered child. It's like that, isn't it? Hello and welcome back to the Flory Models Turkey Shoot 2024 quad. Quattro. Hey, Dora the Explorer still keeps it going.
We're on aren't we, on part 3?
No, this is the part 4 now. It's Thursday night, Friday afternoon, morning. Yeah, we're on Quattro.
Quattro. Yeah, Quattro.
Quattro. So yes. Anyway, hope you're enjoying it so far. Hope you're getting lots of work done, bits and pieces. If not, if you're just chilling and watching us and all the rest of it, I hope you're having a really good weekend. So, what do we all have for lunch?
I had my bacon and egg and a bit of melted cheese on a French baguette. And a drooling dog staring at me while I was eating it.
Very nice.
Yeah, lovely.
Very good. Very nice. And you, Nath?
I had my cheese and chili sandwich, which sounds gross, but was actually all right.
Very nice. Very nice. I had carrot and coriander soup with a warm baguette.
There you go.
Dunk. So, yes, nice. Very nice.
Nice.
So, yes. Very good. Anyway, trust you all have very nice things at home. Crumpets. Who's having crumpets? Toasty. Clint had crumpets. We like a crumpet. Matt's partial to a crumpet.
I do like a bit of a crumpet.
I have to get the crumpets in when he's down here.
That's supper, isn't it? It must be like 1 a.m. there now.
It's nice. Cheese on toast in the air fryer. I've never tried that yet. I have to try one in the air fryer. I've never done one in the air fryer. I'm going to have to give that a whirl. We've got ham and mayonnaise. Very nice. Followed by a nice piece of fruitcake.
Nice.
Very good. Very, very nice. Well, if this is your first show, where have you been? Because we've been here for the last 2 days doing various live stuff. We're currently working through some builds at the moment. I'm working on this particular one, which is the 72nd Little Puma, which is a bit of a tiddler, as you can see. But I've started painting. Well, colouring in. All right, so this one is down in here as well. So we're just getting into the painting stage. I was just working on this bit. I'll show you that in a moment as we get through. As you can see down below there, Matt is obviously now working on the Hellcat. Have you got your mask and oil off yet?
I have. It dried, so I've peeled it off and just gave it an extra coat because I never trust this stuff not to bleed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's about ready for priming. And then the little vampire is kind of here.
Good. So you've got your nose weight in it.
Some of the vampires here anyway, so there you go. So that's just drying. I'll seam work that later on because otherwise it's just going to be, a bit of a mess. But yeah, I'm going to try and concentrate on this one this afternoon if my camera will bother to focus. So go.
Yep, there you go. You're in.
Very nice. Yeah, and get some primer on this.
And Nathan's working on the Tower Trams.
Yeah, the Leeds Feltham Tram.
Wow.
Where's Feltham?
Feltham, that's like a London tram that was used in Leeds.
Oh, right, okay.
The manufacturer is called Tower Trams.
When you look at it, it does look they've just stuck another tram on top of another one.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So, yeah. So I've done some back forming of clear parts. You can't really see clear parts on a show. They don't show up, do this. I've done back
No, that means they're really good, nicely done. If you can't see them, that means they're brilliant.
And I'm just starting now to paint the panels and I don't know. Is it the cab? Got two, hasn't it? One at the front and one at the back.
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah.
I'm just painting up the interior parts now. Just sort of. I think they're wood. I might be wrong, but I'm just doing them in Tamiya red brown. Nice dark, sort of weathered wood. Not that you'll see any of this. And then
that's when vehicles were properly built, coach built.
Coach built.
This is going to be the fun bit, getting all those seats done. So I might colour them in.
I would. I would literally just colour them in. Yeah.
I might just cheat and paint the whole thing like maroon and not worry about it. Because are you really going to see the floor? I doubt it.
No.
Probably not.
Might just cheat and go take a few shortcuts. But yeah, so, it's a lovely little kit. It's from 1970 something. Scale mates in it down. Proper decent kit apart from the clear parts.
Well, it was interesting earlier. If you weren't joining us earlier, obviously Nathan was showing us live plunge moulding.
Yeah.
with
So
his
there's
candle.
4 candles.
Mhm.
So I've just had to sort of make. Obviously, the side bits are easy, just a sheet of plastic card, isn't it? But these two are made to fashion the wind screens. So something rough. You can see that one looks a bit squiffy, a bit cockeyed, but it's good. It's better than what I had.
Yeah, definitely. Vast improvement. So yes, very, very nice indeed. So I'm going to be, if I show you on here, then I can squiggle on with it a little bit. So as I said before, we're basically done here. I've literally started colouring in. So again, I'm back on track by not using anything from an airbrush or anything else with it. No power tools involved. But obviously getting around this gear is a little bit of a problem. All right, because getting the pen in there is a little bit tricky, but I have sort of got in there as much. And like I said before, this isn't a one and done, because when you put one of these, just a coat of this on, if I can hold this some way, you might be able to notice in here. You put the first one, it looks quite nice, but it dries very, very patchy. All right, so we just come around and put a rough coat in. I'll just show you what I mean. So we just come around in here, up over here for the moment, just do the top decks. So again, it's not an exact science, but when you get the second coat in, it actually is a lot better. You know, it sort of all comes to life a little bit then. And you can get in there, as I'll show you in a moment. We'll just do around this one. All right, so you're just getting in as best as you can in all the different angles and that. But luckily, like I was telling everybody, you're not going to see much of this because the tyres and the gear, wheel hubs and stuff, you know, so you're not going to be looking in here. I hope you're not going to be looking in here too bad. All right, so this is how we're roughly going to be putting this all down on here, getting in amongst this, which I will continue clearly off camera in a moment. But the other side, this has had now 2 coats, so you can probably see down in here it's doing the job quite well. It is doing it. And if I just do this side just to show, if you use the side of the brush, you know, it's long sweeping strokes and things like that, it does cover pretty well, you know. Again, it will dry back patchy, and that's the nature of the beast, unfortunately, of what we're dealing with here. And obviously, luckily though, the tips of these have got quite a nice tip on there, which enables you to get it into sort of really tight areas. As soon as you start coming in with these and you start doing the ballpoint effect, you know, nose down, it's really patchy, you know. So you're better off keeping the brush or the pen on its side and do nice long strokes with it, and it will cover a lot better. I know it's not the best colour to show on here. Perhaps if I do it up here, you might be able to see it. But again, just nice long strokes with it, and it will cover. But it does dry patchy, so you are going to need a couple of coats. So in a moment, I will crack on and I'll do the entire underside. We'll come together and I'll show you colouring in the top. And then obviously we're going to get the camo pattern onto it. Then we'll get all the little bits on there, because there's lots of little bits to go on here. At the same time as well, I'm currently just doing the hubs. So I've taken the tyres off, and literally I'm just like this with these, and then we're just coming in, and then, as I say, a bit of pen on here. These have only had 1 coat so far. I think they're going to need 2, just around the hubs. And I haven't done the inside yet, which I really need to do the inside. But once they're on there, they're actually quite nice. And when you look at them compared to how they were, it is covering and it is doing the job quite nicely. All right, so that's not so much of a problem on these, but say they're probably going to need 2 coats on everything. I think if you're trying to do this and get away with a 1 coat or even a 2 coat, it's not going to work too well. 3rd coat and you're good to go. You know, you're off to the races then, because to be honest with you, it does cover very, very nicely. So this little guy down in here, for instance, we'll just do the top of it. Start to go, but say nice long strokes with the side of the pen, and it covers beautifully. You shouldn't have any problem with it. Just like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 10 minutes or so. Just getting in here and obviously painting up, getting it all sorted, let it dry. And again, with these things, don't try and over to coat them. I showed it before when I did the demo of it. If you wanted to go for a faded camo look, all you do is put it down and then go straight in with the second colour, and they will leach into each other. If you want to go for more of a hard camo, and obviously what we're going to try and do on this, then obviously you let these totally dry before you put the next coat on. Otherwise, literally, you'll just ruin your effect, all right? But yes, should be a lot of fun with this one, especially when we get to the camo, and you'll really see the difference in the colours and the bits and everything else like that. So, yeah, It is good, but didn't think about it for doing tight little areas like this, really. Should have thought about it a little bit more. Answering, do these pens clean up with water? Yes. Yeah, straightforward water, just out the tap or anything else like that, and they will clean up. If you did want to, you could also use a little bit of like acrylic airbrush cleaner, and they clean up no problem. They're pretty good. And again, once they're dry, they're very, very resilient. They don't, mess around or anything else like that. They will, be quite tough, very, very handleable and stuff like that, I've been finding. So, but definitely, probably best over a primed coat, or failing that, then obviously you can just come in with a, couple of coats and you'll be good to go. But I think if I was to put a primer on this, it would coat a lot better. So, but yes, very good. So, Phil's just cost me 40 quid. I like the look of the Puma so much that I've pulled them on the trigger. Very nice. He's pulled the trigger on the rifle 135th one. I don't blame you doing the 35th one, Jesus. But very, very nice. Again, I've got quite into Strikers and Pumas and all the wheeled vehicles like this. I think they're quite interesting.
It's building tracks, doesn't it?
Well, this is it. Yeah, if you hate tracks, you're laughing, aren't you?
Yeah, sorry. There we go. Right, I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to put a bit of primer in.
Okay.
So,
enjoy.
I'll try.
Where are we? What brand is Matt's Hellcat? It's the old Airfix one. It's the red stripe boxing. So all those people who collect Airfix kits will be turning in their armchairs right now. So yes, so Nathan's spraying as well. I'll man the table. Chunky lamb soup, jazzed up with reggie sauce for me. Very nice. He had a Mexican dinner, 1 a.m. here. Nice. David's very late. He's just woke up. What do you miss? Well, you missed tons this morning. You missed Nathan vac forming, or plunge moulding, I should say. He would love to have vac formed it, but we haven't got a vac machine. Need a vac chamber for it. I've been cracking on with this one. It's going very, very well, and I'm now getting the crayons out to paint it. Seeing what we can do with these. Again, from a speed point of view, you don't really want to be doing it this way, let's face it. You should be taking your time with these and this, that, and the other. So I am being a bit of a heretic with these, because I think if you left it to dry between coats, you wouldn't have the problems that I'm probably going to get on this one. But then this is just the underside. No one's going to see it, especially by the time we get the gear in and stuff like that. So if I get most of this in here, as we're trying to do, a bit around the spare wheel, and then what we'll do, we'll have a go at the top, and I think 2 coats, then we'll let this dry. So whilst those bits are drying, we will, didn't think of this, we'll just try and do the top bit here. So again, sort of detail work if you can, get the pen amongst the details. So you're into all the areas, and then afterwards, as your final brush, I would use the side of the brush. You sort of get it on and in. Then side of the brush, just to give it that nice effect. I think they'll be okay. Again, luckily these have got quite a nice soft tip, which enables you to get into small details like these louver doors and things like that. But again, final one, it's a bit difficult when you've got on armour, because now I've got these photo etched cleats and the various things on here as well. the decks. And we'll just work our way down this side. Very nice. A little bit just down in here. I'll just get a coat on and then I'll come back and I'll answer some questions and various things. 1 second. So this is the future, everyone. Forget your airbrushing. Forget all those nasty smells. We'll all be doing this soon. Again, admittedly, it's not the best thing for doing on a tiny little vehicle like this, because trying to get in all the tiny details is a little bit tricky. If you're doing this with an airbrush, this is like a 2-minute job. But if you're doing it like we're doing here today, it's a little bit more, but we are getting there. So we just got to do around the front here. The only nice thing doing it this way, you don't have to worry about overspray. I don't know how scratch resistant this will be. I guess we'll find out when we put the turret on. But it is. There we go. First coat, just do the turret. But doing this over neat plastic is not definitely your best job at this. I preferred to have primed it first at least before coming in with the pens, but seeing as the goal of this was to see if you can do an entire model without any form of airbrushing or advanced tools. We're doing all right. Just around there.
How's it going?
We're doing all right. I was just saying about this stuff. We're okay. How's the primer gone on? Looking very nice and black?
Yes, it's just to neutralise the blue because I'm actually going to primer it white because it's got some white stripes on it. So I think I'll use the primer as the stripes and then mask them off and paint it the blue. So yeah, I want it a uniformed sort of dark colour just to bring out. So yeah, just our aqueous primer again because I'm lovely.
Yeah,
no problem at all with it. We'll flip it over under the underneath.
Yes, I will do an on test with that said primer at some point.
Yes, I think you'll be suitably impressed.
Pleasantly surprised? Yeah.
I think you will be, yeah. Look what I've got.
Oh, is this one of your purchases?
Yeah, I actually don't know what's in it. But I do like how it's coming in a cereal box.
I was going to say, somebody's upcycling again.
Yeah.
That's proper eBay packaging, that.
That is 100%. Shall we have a look what's in it?
I was going to say, Gary at Tiger Hobby's packaging department's let themselves go.
Hey, and it's a little wherever it is. What we've got in here. Let's have a look.
David, the quiz was finished this lunchtime. It's all ready for you.
Yeah.
All good. I'll be ready this evening.
Does anybody like cinnamon squares?
I'll take a pass on cinnamon flavoured cereals.
Are you not a
Cinnamon's
fan?
okay in like pastry products, but I can't cope with these like cinnamon.
Oh.
Well, what is it? What is it?
Oh God. Yeah.
Brace yourselves, everyone.
Brace yourself for disappointment.
Oh my God.
Oh my lord, no wicket.
Don't you laugh, Phil, it's coming to you.
Oh great, thanks. Is this one of my reviews coming up?
That looks a bit interesting.
Well, that's one word for it.
Yeah, that's me putting it in there.
It's all in a bag of bits, look.
Uh-huh.
Jesus, what colour is that? Is it like...
I don't know. That colour, look.
Jesus, it's like toffee coloured, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit. It's like it is. What's them sweet? Them Caramacs.
Yeah, Caramac sweets.
It's a Caramac bar.
That's where all the originals ended up. Eggs and bacon or eggs and sausage for breakfast. Well, you see, I would make that an eggs, bacon, and sausage, and just go straight down the middle. Prosecco. He's on Prosecco already. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, isn't it?
Snap fit.
My God.
It's a skinny thing, isn't it? Look how skinny that is.
Yeah.
It's up there with the Hampton as a skinny aeroplane.
That's Soviet engineering at its best, that, you know. Oh my giddy aunt. Right, construction. Diagram 1. Cab control part.
Oh, cool. Some play parts at least.
Need a picture of it.
Have any propellers?
One of the questions I had earlier, somebody was asking me, like, how long do these pens last? Again, this is one of those areas where I can't comment because I haven't had one run out yet. But I do have had feedback from people saying is that they don't last long enough, shall we say. They don't seem to last a long, long time. But I suppose really it depends how much you're using it and how you're using it. If you're doing like I am and slathering it over your model, then I think obviously you're not probably going to get that much out of them. But as for mileage, I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know how many square feet you get out of it, wouldn't it? Because it used to always be a Humbrol tinlet. You could get 1 square foot out of it, wouldn't it?
Was that the guideline, was it?
That was the guideline for it, yeah.
Was that for every colour they did in the in the range?
Yeah, especially white.
Yeah. Whites and yellows. I bet you can't get a thing out of those.
Square foot out of that, yeah.
But, yeah.
Going down a rabbit hole here. The Lost Trams of Leeds website.
Oh my lord.
Jesus.
I wonder what colour the controls for a tram are. I'm going to paint them XF54. I reckon they might have been grey.
Yeah. Safe bet, isn't it?
Yeah. Couldn't believe there's any sleep over it. The irony is, all these cities putting trams back after we got rid of them.
Yeah.
Yes, bring back the horse and cart.
Horse and cart and Dick Turpin to rob them between the cities.
Yeah, that's it. The highwayman will come back.
That Dick Turpin. Bits. Well, the poor sods that used to drive these for a living didn't have a seat.
What did they do? Stand
They
up?
just stood there, did
Yeah. Standing job. That's
Blimey.
why tram drivers were fitter than train drivers, because they had nowhere to sit. They stood up all day. That's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit. Do you think they'd have something perhaps to lean on, if not to sit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, a little thing behind them or something just to perch your bum on.
Yeah. Just brace yourself, because I bet they're
That's
not the
because they're hardcore.
smoothest things in the world to trundle around on for how many hours. So when's that from, Nathan? What year? Is that like 50s or something?
The kit, let me have a look. Let me read my essay.
30s or what? How old is it?
Let's have a look. The Feltham is one of the classic tram cars. 1920s.
20s, is it?
Early 30s.
Right.
London.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sold them to Leeds in the 1940s and 50s.
Right, okay. Oh.
And they closed when the trams they ran in till 1959. There you go. Because then they got rid of all the trams in Leeds because of the motor car.
You got trams back in Leeds now?
No, there was always rumours of it, but I don't think it's.
It just reached Sheffield then. Up.
You can, yeah. There's got these like you can still see where the tram lines were because you have those roads with the massive green bit in the middle, don't you?
Yeah.
In most English cities.
I'm actually surprised Leeds haven't brought them back.
It's probably a money thing, isn't it?
Probably.
Everywhere used to have trams once upon a time, didn't they?
Trams and trolleybuses, apparently.
Yes.
It's the future. The past is the future.
It is. But they didn't have any trams down in Devon.
Do you know what? Did Exeter, which always makes me laugh, because Exeter High Street is like there's a really steep hill. Well, you know it. Remember my stag thing? We walked down it, across the roundabout. They used to go up and down that.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, they got that wrong. They ended up in the river at the bottom. But they had sort of, the old trams and that running around. Torquay used to have them as well. Funnily enough, they're redoing Torquay at the front.
Did Plymouth
down at the harbour side, and they've dug them up. Yeah, I think Plymouth did as well.
Oh, okay.
And most cities had them. Didn't really have buses, did that?
That noise.
There's a dog in my garage.
Oh, it's outside yours, is it?
It's nothing to do with me.
Police dog, come out. The dog comes in.
With your hands up.
It's Sykes and his dog. Gone robbing.
Yeah, it was that.
What was Sykes' dog called?
What was his dog
a
called?
question for the quiz.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Charles Dickens is not in the quiz.
Is he not in the quiz? Thank God.
No, it's William Shakespeare instead.
Yeah. Sonnets of Shakespeare.
Yeah. You've got to recite the 12th night or something, I don't know. Oh, it's chuffing. Right, move on to it.
Okay, second coat of paint on. I say paint, I mean marker.
Just mute myself.
Am I going to put the tram on scale, mates? No, I don't know. There's not much for this kit on scale, mates, I think it's a genre of... Do railway modellers do much modelling like this? Because I always get the impression they buy the trains, like, built, don't they?
Yeah.
Why aren't there many...
Again, it depends on it, because obviously I know from Tams's point of view with her dad, obviously he was a complete anorak with it and was in various groups and clubs. He used to buy and sell as well. It was his job at one point as well on the the actual toy side of it. So, but again, a lot of it was he didn't do the sort of weathering and stuff, which was always funny because he used to build fantastic layouts.
Yeah.
But didn't do it. I must admit, I did it for him once. I did it here. It was on one of the shows back in the day. I had one of his new ones, and we did a little bit of weathering, and we changed over the nameplates and the details of the loco and all the rest of it. So, but yeah.
It strikes me that all the modelling goes into the scenery, but then they just buy a train already built, basically, all Hornby stuff. Why don't Hornby sell train kits? Some of them make trains out of brass sheets.
You can get rolling stock and that, which you have to put together yourself and do it that way. So, but yeah, I'm surprised they don't do the physical engine itself.
If Hornby released unpainted kits, it's just not a thing, is it?
No. Trouble is, it's coloured plastic in a lot of cases.
I wouldn't fancy making a train out of brass sheet. That sounds like a nightmare.
No.
3D printed.
Hey, look, I've done weathering. We did this one for the weathering.
Oh, yeah.
He came out.
See, if that was a kit, I'd buy it and build it.
I
really would. It's just not a thing, is it?
No. Don't seem to make it out, do they? But
that looks cool. I ride a train to work every day, but...
Sorry?
So I ride a train to work every day. Never felt the need to... There's just no kits of them. I did look.
No. Yeah, that's very true. Trains are just generally just horrendous money. Very, very expensive. It is Dirk. It is a Deltic. I've got another one as well. I've got a green one somewhere in a suitcase upstairs, wrapped up in paper, properly done. Right, just let those bits dry for a moment. And then I think a third coat onto those, and we should be, fingers crossed, ready to go for it. I don't know about the tyres. I haven't thought about painting them yet. Let's have a quick look at the tyres and see what they're like with a little bit of rubber black.
How are the tyres on the seam line? Have they got a seam line on them?
No, they're not too bad. There's no real seam line to them. We do half and half tyre. We can have a look to see what we've got. To see if it's going to be worth doing them. Where are we? Grab my clip. Also, we'll be able to have a test to see how flexible the paint is. If it dries and floats, or if it's going to be okay.
Yeah, the rubber's going to slightly flex, isn't it, underneath?
Yeah, that's right. Trying to get them over the joins. So interesting to see. The stowage item on these, it's one of those things. Looking at some pictures, they're all like camoed up as well, and then other ones are like black. So I think for contrast, we're just going to go with the black option to put all the stowagey bits in metals and stuff like that afterwards. So I think that'll be a better thing. You know what? They dry quite glossy, these things. I don't know if there's too much to it on the tyres.
Dirk's put
hard to tell the difference.
Can get model kits of Dutch trains.
Been
on one of them. Those double-decker trains they have in the Netherlands. There's a model of one of those. Right, here we go.
Yeah, we can't have double-decker trains in this country because our tunnels, they're so old, we'd have to completely redesign everything. Right, where are we? Just come down in here. Right, just as doing that, don't forget, members, pop it up into the work in progress area. Down in here, let's just have a look at a couple whilst we're here. We've got the Tallery Panzer. Very nice, 72nd one as well. Oh, goes together slightly easier than mine.
Slightly fewer parts.
Slightly fewer parts. Looking very nice. Hey, you're doing it in crayons as well. Jesus, look at that between the Panzer 1 and the Panther.
That's nuts. It's the same scale, isn't it? Good grief.
Horrendous.
Constant
nice
scale.
Pair of Panthers. Oh, any more? There we go. Tracks on. Paintwork done. Very nice indeed. Okay, I'm just going to pick out the top row for this, and then we'll come back and have a look at others later, everyone. 00 scale, so 176 pounder. Sorry, 25 pound from Peter. Oh, look, the Modelers Club.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah, look, the club page every week in Buster and Valiant Comics. Wow. Very nice. Oh, nice. There you go. Look, pens. It's the future, everyone.
Going to catch on you now.
Nice. Good job. Okay, what else we got? Peter. He's doing the recovery truck. A Ket T. All the bits underneath. Bit of paintwork around a cab. Go. The back on.
Nearly finished that.
I was going to say, nice quick build, isn't it?
Mm.
There you go. Get the paint on. Get the weathering on. There you go. Here it is. Bit of weathering on there. Very nice. Very cool.
Looking good, that.
It is. Right, that's one off here. Well, we've got all at Ducati.
Ooh, a bike. That's the one thing.
Panigale.
Oh, ow. Yeah. Hats off the bike. I'd do it.
Nice.
That's looking good, isn't it?
Very swish. Very nice. Very posh. Has he finished it then? Oh, no, he's built it a while ago. There we go.
Oh, right.
Hold on, this is a while ago, Leighton. Why have you put it in here? This is for the weekend build. Whew. Get rid of it.
Trying to sneak one in.
Yeah, he's sneaking one in, isn't he? Clearly. Okay, Mark's working on the, which I reviewed this kit. It's a very nice kit, actually, of the Dora Wings Lysander.
Best in scale.
Yeah, definitely.
I like Dora Wings. I'm becoming a bit of a fan of theirs.
Yeah.
I think they do some nice...
some nice stuff in there, yeah.
Yeah, there's some different subjects, and they're nicely done, actually, what you get in the box. You've got one to review, haven't you? And I'll look at that Norseman at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Look at your Vulti Vengeance.
Yes. Right, last one, and then we'll try some other places. Mark, done the Mark one. If this is finished, guys, don't put them in here. You're all over the place here. This should be the build threads in here. And then we have got, honestly, let me hold everyone's hand. Then you've actually got a reveal area. So scroll down to the actual build thread area, which is down here somewhere. There we go. No, we're not. Still keep going. No. God, there we go. Turkey shoot reveals. We want them in here, not in the work in progress.
Is there
if you're just putting in a finished one, then stick them in reveals. And we'll have a look at those soon. All right? But don't pop them in the work in progress ones because it's going to screw everything up. This is for the build progress at the moment. And then obviously we'll look at reveal ones later on. So, yes.
What's in the Instagram page? Anything? Any updates?
I'm just going there now. Hold on. Let me refresh.
Refresh.
Refreshing. Oh, got a couple.
Oh, look. A McLaren.
Nice. Sprue Junkie got McLaren.
Did the old F1.
With the proper Marlboro markings.
Proper livery as well, that red and white.
That's it.
Why don't they go back to that?
Well, probably because I can't put Marlboro on it anymore.
Yeah, well, that's just a technicality. You could still have the nice red and white livery.
Yes.
That's how I always remember McLaren, really. That was their colours, wasn't it?
Yeah. And we've got a starfighter.
What Nathan should have built.
What she done? Yeah, definitely. This is a nice Italeri TF-104G.
How big's that?
32nd.
Is that 32nd? Is that a big for a 72nd?
So very nice as well.
Good though, looking good.
Very good. And it's in the sunshine there. Grey as hell here. No sun here today.
I don't get much sun in my garage, you know.
So yes, so don't forget, if you do want to appear in here, just do the old official Flory models and tag us, and you're appearing here in our tagged area, and we can show you work down in here. All right. So yes, good job. Good
Very nice.
job. Very nice.
Is it?
Well, it's getting there. I might just give it a third coat because it's a little bit patchy. So I'm let this dry back now, but it is a little bit patchy. Chances are you could get away with it and not worry about it. But I just think it definitely needs it. Well, I think the turret does because it's flatter areas, but the rest of it's all okay. We were just having a look at some tyres and things. You know, I think the tyres, we're just going to leave it as it is because those don't look too bad at all. Obviously, we'll paint them yet, or colour them in, I should say. But I think they're going to be all right because, to be honest, you can't really see any difference. Well, actually, the marker is a little bit more shiny than the rubber. And that's rubber black. So I would think, as for the splitting, I think it's still a little bit soft, so it's fine, so it's not splitting. But yeah, we will do it for the spare. It will be fine. Fine. It's all good.
Bit of weathering, bit of wash on it, be fine.
Yeah, be fine. Let me just give
How small that turret is, it's tiny.
Yes, it's not what you got.
No, no.
Still wouldn't want
all
to
about size.
You wouldn't want to come across one, would you?
No. Not if you're on a bike.
No. So have you got a colour plan then for the camo on it, Phil? The instructions.
Yeah. Luckily, they're on the back of the box.
That's good. Good.
And in here. Over the mountain.
But you're masking, aren't you?
I'm masking the seats off so I can spray the floor grey.
Okay.
Because it's got that grotty grey floor that all trains used to have back in the day.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Thought it'd take too long. Do a proper job, you know.
I'm surprised the floor at that age weren't just planks of wood.
It seems to have this like anti-slip grey. Looking at the pictures,
right? Floor paint then.
Yeah, basically just grotty grey.
Floor paint with a bit of sand in it.
Yeah. Just do a little bit of masking and spraying. Do a proper job. There's a fair bit of glass on a tram, you see, so.
There is.
Also, I'd just like to apologise anyone who's put in an order with us. We haven't had a post pickup today. So obviously we'll be talking to John later to find out why not.
Because it's Black Friday and I bet they snowed under.
Well, that's not my problem.
Because our post has been really sporadic, to say the least.
Actually, I can hear somebody coming up my doorstep. So perhaps that's him for the pickup. Actually, this could be him for the pickup. So I now take it all back. What wonderful job Raw Mail do.
You couldn't have timed that comment.
I couldn't. Do you know what? I didn't hear his van, but I'm certainly coming up the steps. So it's like, okay. Because actually, I'm not being funny, he should have been here an hour ago.
But he's very busy.
He is. Let him. He's like Santa. Poor old John's out there today doing it as well. So we'll spare a moment for the poor posties.
He's got a
those
full
hard-working
sack.
People. Backtracking here.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, that's it.
It's kind of cool how they come to your house now, isn't it? Pick it up.
said, because Tam said, will you pick up before you go live again? I was like, I don't know, maybe. Sometimes he's early on a Saturday. But I said, being the Black Friday thing going on and all the rest of it, I said, I wouldn't hold your breath.
We'll ask John later how busy he was today when he's on tonight.
John's going to look like he's been run ragged, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's pretty good, our driver. He pulls up on the drive now. He's learnt. So that's it. He never complains about anything. He just...
Does he just get on with it?
Sorry, I'm lying. He's like, oh God, how many you got today? Sorry.
It's my job.
Yeah, do your job.
Just do your job and stop whining. Oh, this Hellcat was first thingied, new tooled. When was it first new tooled? Because I've never actually had a look. 68, is it, or 63?
Really?
Look, I'm on scale, mate. It's all right. 68, apparently.
Wow.
The final release was, because it's had a few boxes, in 1996.
Novo era. Really, that late?
Yeah, this Airfix Hellcat, not this Novo kit.
They've had their mileage out of the tooling then, haven't they?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Right, for a refresh.
1989. That was them boxes that came out with the aces on them. Do you remember that series they did?
I loved them boxings.
Yeah.
Oh, the little portrait on the front of the box.
Yes.
Yeah, I built a few of them in my time back in the day.
Yeah.
This is not masked with any particular finesse.
A little bit round the back. Yeah, I think I found the Achilles heel with these markers for doing this type of work. If it's too small, you can't get in amongst it. I think if you were doing a 35th scale, you know, or anything like that, you'd be absolutely fine. But trying to get in amongst all the tiny details on this is, you know, you've got a really fat nib on there and it just can't get into those areas.
Is it too faffy?
I like how you're pushing the medium to its limit, though. It's cool.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, look, there's no end to our talents here. It's fine. Yeah, no, it's all good. As I say, I think it's one of those things. Bigger scale, you'd probably be able to get in amongst it a bit better. But here, you're really pushing your luck trying to get into something this small. Because also you've got that thing of holding it as well. Although this stuff dries quick, it's very soft until it dries off, goes off, cooks off. So again, if you're layering it up like this, really I would allow it a little bit more time than I'm actually doing it. Because, yeah, it's not boding brilliantly, but it is doing it. I think by the time we get the green on and that, but we've got the camo patterns here. So I'm all sorted. Do the hubs. No, I could just do the green one. I could do the green one. If that works out brilliant, we'll keep it. And if it's still looking a bit ropey, we'll put the brown on as well. So, yes. So we've got Germany 1944 or France 1944. There
you go.
So, I think we'll give it a whirl with the triple colour though. So the other colours we'll be using is RCM 020 for the red brown.
Yeah.
And we've got RCM 016 for the light grey or Hellgrue. So for that one, and for this one we've been using RCM 018 Dunkelgrim.
And what numbers are there? Did you say, sorry?
So it's basically the colours we're using is 16, 17 and 18
there you go.
on the pens. So yes. Sure it'll be fine.
Not a problem.
No. Piece of cake this. So doing the hubs is going to be a bit tricky with a giant pen. Christ, it's hard enough trying to see them on here. They're almost, look, it's 1-to-1 scale. It literally is 1-to-1 scale. So it's a bit of a tiddler. So yeah, I might need me magnifiers times 20 on for this.
Nathan, have you seen Revell have re-released the Blom and Voss BV222? I think you need to build one of those.
God. That's that proper funky looking thing, isn't it?
It's the massive flying boat, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't fancy that, you know. Oh. Blimey. That's living the dream, masking seats.
Nearly as bad as masking canopies.
This green's a bit wishy-washy.
It's green, isn't it?
I know, but this is proper thin.
Got to give it a couple of coats. Patience.
Patience. What I mean is, hold on, we get a piece of paper to show. Oh, better not do that. Somebody's invoice. There's a piece of paper. Just a piece of paper. Pardon. But what I mean is, when it's on here, it's proper. You see the back end of the colour? It's really something or nothing. You know, if you compare it with their other things. How's this one? It may just take a bit to come through. But it's really washy.
Shake it.
You don't have a shaky thing.
We'll shake it anyway, just in case.
Not spatter it everywhere.
Yeah.
Isn't that the thing with green pigments, though? Isn't that a problem with certain colours?
Greens are just notoriously bad. Mainly just because they've got yellow in them, haven't they? So, yeah. Have you seen the Qatari BF109K4?
No.
No, are you excited by Qatari BF109K4?
Nope.
I love 109s. Nope. It's just, what's it got that any other 109's not got?
A K.
A K.
K, yeah.
Okay. No, it's just not my scale, really, is it? So, I'm sure it's a lovely kit.
I mean, it does look nice on the CAD things, but...
Hold on, I've got a problem here. I've got side views, front and rear. What about a top view?
Don't have a top view.
Nobody ever saw it.
The only people that seen the top view was Typhoon or P-47 pilots when they were blasting them to pieces.
Right, so just to show here, if I go full screen, you can see the problem I got. I might, sorry, I keep pressing that bloody wrong button. I might try a different colour because this is proper washed out. But basically, the camo goes something like this. You can see, you can hardly see it.
I can see it perfectly well.
It's really thin, isn't it?
A bit faded.
Faded? Should I try that other green in the
Well,
set?
why don't you colour one bit in, let it dry, and give it a few coats to build it up, and then see before you completely judge it? Because you can always just colour over it, can't you? It looks more like an interior green, that one. You got the right pen there.
It's the colour you told me it was.
What's that? What colour's that? That's not it. That's light grey. You want olive green. You picked the wrong pen up. Put your glasses on, man. Oh my God.
These are the ones I was showing you. Like, yeah, that's it. That's it. Right,
come on, Mr. Magoo.
it's a German colour. Right, okay. So let's try
olive,
15 then.
15. That's the right one.
It's wishy-washy. Right, okay. Let's try this one. Oh, that's better.
Oh, what a surprise. That was more like Oral MO2.
Right, we're going in.
Okay.
Green like Flynn. That one looks a bit more green, doesn't it?
Still with need a couple of coats, I think. We'll let it dry and we'll give it a couple of coats and we'll see. So we'll whiffy it across the roof because I have no idea where this goes.
That's a bit rubbish that there's not a top view for your camo.
Yeah, it is actually. That's bad because then you're not going to know, like the top deck, what the camo is on the top decking or the front, are you really?
Nope.
You're just supposed to guess by joining up the left and right hand side.
Yeah.
Do you know if there's a proper model of Nathan, he would actually look for some proper reference pictures on the interweb to find out if it's,
Good
accurate.
job I'm not though, isn't it?
That's my problem. Do you know what? I bet there isn't a picture.
At the top, probably not. No.
That's my pet hate. And do you know when, like, the side profiles, they put the wing in?
Yes.
Can't see what the camouflage pattern is.
No.
That.
No, I think that is the pet peeve in it of instructions of painting guides. Or you only get one side.
Yeah. Oh, you get like a Heinkel bomber where half the side profile's the wingtip.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
I have no idea. I don't know. Italy are quite bad for that.
But it's like because they probably don't know for sure what the camo pattern is behind the wing.
Yeah, because they've got that one photo or a couple of photos. So yeah.
I reckon that's why you've got
Could
top.
Could be.
Like you said, the only person that saw a top view had been a gun camera of a Typhoon.
Yeah. A bit late then.
It's like just watching a load of rockets in going. That's it. Put camo netting on it.
Be fine.
Looks all right, that.
It'll cover in 2 coats, that, won't it?
Mm.
You ought to put the red brand next to it and see.
Yeah, I will when it dries a bit. I will definitely be putting a little bit on.
Tell you what, though, it is good for the hard edge camo, isn't it? To make life a bit easier. Because even if you just drew the hard edge outline and then filled it in with an airbrush on something bigger, obviously.
Yeah.
Saves a lot of masking. Especially with the real colours as well. Being the same with the real colour or the Gen 3s.
Mm.
Not going to have a colour discrepancy, are you? Right, I'll clean my airbrush and chuck some white primer on this. So, meet myself. Have you got any questions? Do you know anybody? I ain't got chat up, to be honest.
Hold on, I will just do this bit and then we'll have a look.
Well,
Right, okay.
I like this Hellcat in black. Just put some decals on it. Looks cool, doesn't it?
Get some glasses on so I can read. Right, I'll put this in shot so you guys can see it. Right, okay, where are we? Nathan, mini art Junkers with floats. Does that float your boat?
No.
Mm-hmm.
To float my boat, it's going to be, I don't know.
Clint's gone. Probably by the time we read this back, he's probably already left.
Yeah, it was like 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something.
Right, okay. We'll let him off. It's fine.
I've never built a mini art kit, you know. Am I missing out?
I think they're alright. Depends which ones you get, to be honest. Mini art kits, I've built a few. I haven't built any of the aircraft, so I couldn't tell you. But I like that little Junkers thing they've done. That whatever it is, what is it? A corrugated thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the little, what's it called, F1 or whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it? Yeah, F1 into that's the one. And some cool schemes in it as well.
F13.
That's the one on F13.
Don't know, it's just gonna not take my fancy. Don't know why.
Did you see that Tacom kit that's coming out? The Horton flying wing that they're doing.
Yes.
I must have been living under a cave. I just had no idea.
It was only this week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That explains that Tack and Wing series, isn't it? That they're going for.
It's a bit of an odd choice to me, but.
Zukimura did all that, didn't he?
Yeah. You get a 1/16 pilot figure.
16th.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you do get actually a figure with it to go if you want to put it in, but they're doing the 2-seat version as well, I think.
Right.
Which nobody's ever done, but I don't know. It's a bit controversial, shall we say? Shall I put it that way?
Well, not even the Horton brothers did a 2-seat one, did they?
I was going to say, they didn't actually do one themselves, did they?
They never really got finished, any of them, really, did they?
No.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought.
You know.
So it's a whiffy of a whiffiness. It's a double whiffy.
There is bits of one, like part built, and then the Americans came along and said, "Oi, what's going on here then?" At which point it all came to a crashing halt.
So do people not actually do top views? Because over here, you see, I've got like the top views. I'm looking at the mini-art review I did. And they haven't even got a top view either.
I reckon it's because they have no idea.
Yeah, probably.
Dodge a bullet by leaving it to your discretion.
Yes.
Google somebody else's, Phil, and copy them.
Okay.
Make the same mistake as somebody else.
Well, why not? Somebody must have built one.
No, I'm going to whiffy it myself. If I'm going to screw it up, I'll do it my way.
Kev should send you some pictures.
Yes, Kev would know.
Kev's got stuff on it, I reckon. He'll know. Let me go and clean my airbrush.
Tell you the truth, this green is coming through better now. Perhaps it's just because it was a new, it needed to get going.
Oh dear. Right, mute myself so I can clean this out.
Grey I could use for grot grey on the floor of a tram. Might use Panzer grey.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly mast. All right, so Christopher's put the Horton Flying Wing is at the Smithsonian Museum. I can't pronounce that place. It's the one that's not in the middle of Washington on the mall. It's the one that's on the out of town. Yeah, I've got bits. I've seen pictures of it. They've got bits of the Flying Wing. Has anyone actually built one? Would it have worked? That'd be cool. Someone's got loads of money to spend. Build a Horton Flying Wing. See if it worked.
You get Elon Musk on it.
Yeah. Forget SpaceX, just build. Odd Bar Hazy, I'm just don't know. That's on my bucket list, that museum. So I went to the one in the middle of Washington, but just didn't have time to go out to the one. Right, grot grey. What shall I use for grot grey? Green. B2. They did build it. It's called the B2. Rock grey. Here we go. What's that? XF77. Not in that one. The prototype did complete a couple of flights and flew quite well. There you go.
I'm sure the technology all got zipped back to America.
Oh, definitely. 100%. What are with all my grey hairs? Where are they hiding? What grey would you use to paint the Death Star? white. Is it white?
I was going to say very light grey, but again, it depends if you want to be, you know, that thing about what looks good and what it technically is.
Right, what it kind of looks like off the screen.
Because again, I've had this and I've had conversations with people and they're saying about, oh, your Star Destroyer, it's grey, and in theory they're almost white. And it's like, well, it depends how it's lit though, isn't it? In a lot of cases. So I would say do it however you fancy it. You know, I prefer that look of grey because you can do the different panels in grey like we did, which, all right, might not be accurate, but I think it looks, you know, gives it more of a nicer look to it.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's all colour graded, wasn't it? And then
yeah,
how it looks rather than how it was. Right, lollipop stick. Oh, Christopher's off. I'll catch you later.
Hello, Chris.
Hang on, he's having an old friend for lunch. Is that like Hannibal Lecter style?
Yeah, that's it. I've got him coming over for lunch.
Have a nice lunch.
Yes, I'm having an old friend for lunch.
That's one of the best lines in that film, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm meeting an old friend for dinner. Oh, God, right. Which way does that go? Oh. Don't forget the Chianti. That was a brilliant film. Silence of the Lambs.
Also, what was the modern day series of that? Hannibal. That was quite good. I used to watch that as well. They did like a modern take on it.
It's just proper good acting, wasn't it? Place. Papa Beans, yeah, that's it. That's the trick you use when you're a teacher and you've got naughty students. You do the Hannibal Lecter thing. Just don't blink. You look at just very, very subtly. Just don't blink.
Yes.
Death stare. Pretty sure Hannibal Lecter, if you watch, he never blinks. Beans give you wind. Yeah. Everybody else. Good for you, Beans.
Right. Well, we're getting there.
You enjoying it now?
Well, now my pen's come to life. It's a bit watery to start with, and now I've got the proper paint coming through. That's definitely helped. Because otherwise it was going to be about 8 million layers to do this. It's still taking about 3 coats of everything, but it is now looking the part. We're somewhat getting there now.
Right, so I've got the XF24 for the grot grey. Just going to mute myself, I'm afraid, because otherwise it's a racket. Right. I'm just going to mute myself, otherwise you're going to be listening to that.
Oh.
Back in a moment.
That's okay. Anyone know what's the best kit for a Skyhawk? Honestly, I think it'd be, if in 48 scale we're talking about here, then you're going to definitely want to go for a Hasegawa kit. All right, you've got the new Magic Factory one, which is really nice, but if you're not worried about all the details you're never going to really see, and it's all the riveting, then the Hasegawa kit is an absolute must. And again, it doesn't matter if you want the single seat or the 2-seat, Hasegawa's got your back on both of those. They are really, really nice. I have. So I've built many of them. In fact, I've built over 25 Skyhawks now. And actually, it's a really nice kit. It's a couple of little things. Obviously, the intakes, just make sure you're all good with those. And if you're doing the, is it the M version, with the hump, the electronics hump on its back, just make sure you test and dry fit that before you commit to coming in with any paint or anything else like that, or glue, because it can be a little bit fiddly to get that thing together. Spend your time right with that and it's okay. Ooh, let's just have a quick look at the spraying going on. There's Matthew.
Hello.
You had trouble getting your white over your black?
No, not really. I want it a bit patchy because it's just
well, you've achieved that all right.
A bit of underpainting. Just a gripper coat.
I know, I'm only playing with you. Yeah, see, you've got that perfect patchy look.
Yeah, look. A bit worn in, look.
That is. It does look worn in. It's fine.
Yeah, get some blue on it. It'd be beautiful. As long as I've got white where I need the white, I'll be happy.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can just mask that stripes off and the front cowling. From there. But yeah, looking like a Hellcat. Quite pleased with it, to be honest. So, how are you getting on?
Well, yeah, we're in here with the green going on now. So it does take a couple of coats. It's not like a one and done with this.
No.
So I shouldn't be pulling it around. But it is going on and it is doing.
All right.
He's getting there. So a bit of whiffery on the top here. I might change the pattern a little bit once we get going with it. But yeah, doing it under magnifiers and all the rest of it, it's all right. It's just to say, like back here, we can go over the second coat now. And as I say, over the lumps and bumps can be a little bit troublesome, but the brush sort of loads up. So if you get a little bit of a brush full on the go, then once you're in, you're pretty golden. But again,
I think I said when I did that one, when I was playing with the Stug, it definitely took a couple of coats, perhaps 2 or 3, but
yeah,
you get there with it.
Yes. Right. And again, it's one of those ones, it's trying to keep it as smooth as you can possibly go with your brushes, as you would just be using a normal paintbrush. Because the thing is, as soon as you start, like, you know, stopping and starting and various things, you get like brush marks into it. And this is exactly the same type of thing going on here. So yeah, nice smooth application. It doesn't help with this photo etch all around this thing, because the brush gets caught in it, and then it doesn't like to sort of go with it and flow. But again, it's all right. Again, on a 35th one, I'm sure it'd be a little bit easier, just because of the brush is quite fat for doing a job like this. Whereas I'm pretty sure if you had something a little neater, you know, you could follow a pattern a little bit easier and stuff like that. And again, make sure you do your edges, because your edges, they can stand out. But yes, we are somewhat getting there now.
It's not taking that long to do, is it, really?
No. So what's it look on the map?
No clean up to put the lid on and put it away.
Yeah. So on this bit, what we got? We're going to bit down the side of the turret, as we know. Then we're going to drag this down in here. Make a little bit across here.
Oh my gosh.
Just a big old brush in will be fine.
Nathan's nearly finished.
Right, this front one, it's got a squiggly pattern, so it comes down to the bar about here, and it comes up here, and it's going to come over here. He's all right. From 10 foot away, it'd be fine. It'd be interesting trying to get some of this on. So what I'm going to do is like warm up the pin a bit. I'm pretty sure that these ones have been working a lot better once you've used them for a bit. So obviously I think it's that initial bit coming through.
Mm.
So warm the pen up, stand him up that way. I'll stand him in there. Yes. Oh, it's that thing, concentration. You're like, So all the wheels have got a little bit of green on. Got a little bit of green on all the hubs. God, it sounds like I've got a lion next door. The dog's playing. And Lola's roaring.
Right. Oh, God. What?
Bit of green on these. So this camo, would it have been put on in the field or would it be factory fresh when they did it? Did they just turn up like one colour, then they got done more locally, or what?
I think it was field applied. I get a funny feeling because they have that thing in the tank museum where they painted one of the tanks just in like beige, didn't they? Just one colour.
Well, I know that when they were getting near the end of the war, wasn't it? They were running out of paint, so they were just in the red primer, wasn't it? They used to patch them up with the other colours around it. So
I'm gonna gut feeling tells me field applied. Both.
Anybody knows? Shout out now.
David reckons a bit of both.
I'm sure for the environment, you know, if they're working urban, you'd want to change it to what you were in the field. You don't see many floating bushes, do you? Going past.
No. Field applied on the Puma, so we got both answers.
Here we go. Thank you. Right. Okay. That's all the wheels. I think what we do now, we'll have a go with the red. See how this one does. Okay, where's the red go? Start it round.
Be a bit creative with it, can't you? No one can be bang on certain.
No.
So with mottling, it's just do what you just go nuts. With what looks good. Dirk saying the primer was a production streamlining action. They could build and ship them faster that way. The camo field applied meant no hassle with the requirements shifting every time. There you go.
Makes sense.
So would they put winter whitewash over the top of that triple camo?
I think so. I've seen photos of them applying it, and it does look like they just spray it straight over the top.
That would look cool if you had the whitewash sort of rubbing off and revealing that underneath.
Hey, I could do that. Do that for tomorrow's show. I'll spray it overnight, let it dry.
Whack it on the top.
Yeah.
And do a little bit of spraying.
And apologies, people at home. It literally is like watching paint dry today because obviously we're in that stage. It's all right. Fun and games with the weather in tomorrow. I think one of the hardest things is when you're doing freehand, anything like this, is you're trying to keep it random and not use straight lines and all those things. You know, no 90 degrees, none of those, because obviously it's what follows in nature. So there's no 90 degrees in nature and all of those things. But from a human point of view, we're always trying to achieve symmetry. I think that's probably one of the hardest things. It doesn't matter if you're doing freehand like this or you're doing a camo, you know, trying to get it so it just doesn't look, you know, normal and straight. It just looks like nature. I think it's probably one of the hardest things. Especially when you're trying to figure out how you wrap it around a three-tone vehicle. Mm-hmm. Right, okay. And this one has it quite a lot. And this panel here. Okay, one round the front. No, it doesn't have one at the front, apparently. Okay, but it does have a bit that goes around here. Okay, starts on the bit here. Comes up here. Join the dots. Bit down the side. I suppose if you're doing these for, you know, wargaming and stuff like that, this is a quick and easy way to paint your army.
Oh, totally.
It's a great way of doing it.
Does look cool, that camo scheme though, doesn't it?
Hmm.
I wonder, that's probably why German armour's so popular, because it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's not just olive drab.
Yeah.
Colin's saying he's just finished a 109 T2 with squiggle camo. RC markers were brilliant for putting the RLM 76 over it.
Yeah.
I reckon they've got to have more colours coming, because it's just, look at it, people are going really on board with it, aren't they?
Yeah. Again, I know obviously it got a bit of flack at the time when it first came out, but I'm one of these people that, Jesus, there's a simple way of doing it. And the first time I used these in anger was when I did the Halifax. I did the entire of the cockpit with it. Literally just went round, did the lot, you know?
Simple wins.
And it was just so easy and straightforward. You know, you don't have to even open a tin of paint, you know? You literally just come in with this stuff. And you're like, yeah, that'll do. We're just going to, you know, quick splodge of that here. Splodge of it there. So there we go.
A couple of people in
tidy
chat.
up.
What's lake effect? Dennis has said lake effect season has arrived in the northeast US, and then David says lake effects, no, not fun. Is that where it just suddenly goes like crazy cold?
Yes.
3 inches in an hour. Blimey.
Christ.
Wow. God. Usually takes an whole night. That's proper snow. We get 3 inches overnight normally here, don't we?
If we're lucky.
Yeah. And if we've got half inch, everything comes to a standstill.
There's lots of snowmen being built tomorrow then.
Mm.
Whiteouts, yeah. God.
No, it's nice to have proper snow, isn't it?
It is when it's proper snow, but when it turns to sludge and shite, it's horrible.
Yeah, that's horrible. No, I mean when it's proper, crispy, nice snow, it's cool.
As long as you're not going to try and get to work.
Yeah.
Not really... 50-foot visibility, though, that doesn't sound like fun.
No. Where does he live?
Northeast USA.
Like Montana or somewhere really bad. They get it bad, don't they?
Would that be on the Canadian border?
It's up that way.
Going up there, innit?
Hmm.
Does that mean we'll get it next then when it blows over to us?
It is going to go cold here next week. Rome, New York, also upstate New York.
Oh,
Lots of black ice to worry about. We had proper icy roads last week where they weren't treated.
Hmm. Well, definitely this red pen covers better than the other colours.
But lake effect weather. That's it.
Looking like a zebra.
Mm. That's the effect I'm going for.
How is one going to glue in my homemade clear part? I've created a masking situation for myself. I've put the clear parts in. I'm going to have to mask them.
Right.
When I glue them in, they're going to have to be glued in somewhat properly.
Oh.
Glue them with David's moaning. You can't moan. All I get in Arizona is stupid sunshine 320 days a year. Wow. Dirt saying Great Lakes create their own regional climate and they've got the polar vortex.
Yeah.
Michigan is famous for its lakes in New York.
I was going to say, it comes down Lake Michigan, doesn't it? And dumps an incredible amount of snow in that area. Yeah, around Chicago and all those areas. As I say, it's just straight down, it's the water, warms up a touch, and then dumps tons of snow.
Chicago's the coldest place I've ever been. I went in February one year. It was -20 wind chill, which was cold enough for me.
Yeah.
Not much.
Didn't have your shorts on then, Nate?
I did not walk around with my shorts on. No. We thought, do you know what? We're going to start getting cabs everywhere. It was not walking out.
John would.
Oh, you've been in shorts today.
Yeah, he's in his shorts out there today. Yeah.
When you walk,
our postman turned up doing the pickup the other day, and he's like, "God, it's cold today." And I said to him, "Well, it doesn't help. You're in shorts." And he goes, "Do you know what?" He says, "The trousers are going on tomorrow if it stays like this." You know, that's when we had that cold snap with the snow. Like, well, there you go. You can only blame yourself, mate.
Yeah.
It's never the cold weather, it's the inappropriate clothing.
Well, look, we're on it now. We're on a roll. So camo works all on. Me zebra. I don't know about this corner. I don't know why it's non-painted. Needs a little bit of green in there, I reckon. I'm going to go with a bit of green. Tiny bit of green down here. That's better. Right, get some banding on the barrel, he thinks.
No, paint the barrel grey.
Is it? Oh,
they haven't. When they change them out, they've just never painted them. I think they just left them in the.
All right, the metal.
adds a bit of no, not metal. There was like a anti-corrosion paint or something. I think grey. Gives a bit of contrast. I think I did it with my stud, to be honest.
All right, I will do that then.
Yeah, just a medium grey will do, mid grey, something like that.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Right, just do a little bit of ready stuff down here. Bit of a Bob Ross. This. Just going to take this up here. We're going to go around the corner.
We'll have a little tree.
Have a tree. Happy little cloud.
Happy little tree in the corner.
That's it.
Yeah. Have you ever built, Philip?
Yes.
A B-47 Stratojet?
Only as a child, not as a modeler, if that makes sense.
Not as an adult.
Not as an adult, no. Yeah, I
It
did do a Stratojet years and years
like
ago.
A loaded question, because like you're about to.
Yeah, because look what I've got here. That's what's usually on the back of that.
No, not at all. No, just no. Just wondering because they've just seen a Hasegawa did one, didn't they? Original.
Yeah.
Old Hasegawa, and it's interesting aircraft, isn't it? Really.
It is from an interesting period, actually.
Yeah.
The immediate post-war.
Yeah.
Right. So Matt, what paint you been using from the Hellcat?
Just Aquith primer, black and white.
There you go.
I can show you. Hold on. Let me get them out the feet. So I've just decamped them. There's the black and the white. Looking at it, and there's the white. So I just decamped them into the empty Tamiya jar, so they're ready mixed up.
Yeah.
Empty jar, so I've already got one on hand and just top them up and do them. But yeah, just them.
Very nice.
They've gone down lovely as usual.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the black because the black is a really nice satin black as well. It's not flat.
Yeah.
It's a nice sheen to it. So you could put that down if you're painting it and just leave it. You won't really need to put it through if you wanted the satin black colour. But even the white's quite gone down all right. I know it's a bit patchy, but it's nice and smooth. So yeah, we are ready when that's dry for a bit of masking and get some blue on it.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's what blue to use because it's going to be dark sea blue, isn't it? I thought. So I have a couple of options I might try. I don't know if to do it in attacker for speed, or be a proper martyr.
What are you going to do? Humbrol! Go on. Do it.
Oh, no, extra acrylics.
I'd still go Humbrol.
No.
Glossy sea blue.
It's dry quicker. That'd be all right, you know. The extra acrylics, as long as it's got a decent primer coat.
Oh, now you thin it with that super duper
third gen
thinners. It works a charm. So yeah, but it's either that or
Humbrol.
No, good cheap blue is it? Oh, that's royal blue. There we go. Attacker.
Oh,
Attacker lacquers. Depends how smelly I want to go, doesn't it?
It does.
Have
you got the AK?
I haven't. I don't even think I've got it in Gen 3, to be honest.
No, I like the AK ones of those.
Yeah.
I'm going to do extra acrylics just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I might do, just to show it works. Well, it won't work. But I've got the camera on and everything. It won't bloody work, will it?
Tempting fate.
I am tempting fate a little bit, but I don't know.
If I can plunge roll canopies, you can do extra acrylics.
I can paint extra acrylics, can I? Okay.
He who dares wins.
Okay. I don't know if they've not been discontinued.
Extra acrylics?
Yeah.
I reckon they're just running down their stocks.
I don't know, because they've not had any for ages and ages. You know the varnishers?
And they don't like talking about it either.
No, they don't. You're right. There's a big conspiracy about it, I think.
There is a conspiracy about it, because I've had a word with them, and I was told I'll get you some details, and nothing ever comes back.
No.
Go too flat. That can't discontinue it. That's against the rules.
But all the RAF colours are pretty much out. The gloss varnishes are out of stock, and they have been for ages because we've had them on back order for months and months and months. And then I think a few of the others might be low or out of stock. I don't know, but I wonder if they get down to a certain level and get more in. I don't know. I don't know about where they manufactured or anything about them. But
I think they're probably, if they are not discontinuing, I bet they're just building up to a big order and it comes in. And
I don't know because it depends where they're done. But yeah,
I got a feeling they're British made.
I thought they were British made as well. Didn't it say on the bottle, Matt, made in UK?
Manchester.
This one's a bit crusty. I'll have to have a look. Let me just put my optimisers on so I can actually see.
Because I get a feeling one of the
made in EU.
EU. Oh, well, that technically was Britain.
I was going to say, well, that's when we were in the EU back then.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, because this would be that old. I've got no new ones to know where they're manufactured. These are ancient. So shake and stir well before use. Dilute 10 to 15% with water if required. Brush or airbrush. Dries in 15 minutes. Product non-flammable, non-toxic. Avoid eye contact. Flush immediately with plenty of water. Keep out of reach of young children.
Causes cancer in California.
Yeah. There's no flammables on it.
No.
No
Don't
flammable
smoke
signs.
Don't drink it. It might as well just put on the label, just don't use it, just buy it, but never use it. I don't know where it's made then. I thought they were British, but made in Spain like every other model paint.
Vallejo.
Vallejo.
Let's give this a whiz up and see what it looks like, because if it's going to go all crusty, I'm not bothering.
This is all clamptastic.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's all gone a bit thick at the bottom.
I always found extra acrylics was all right if you slightly over thin it, and dust coat it, and then you're off. That stops it clogging as well, having it over thinned.
I find it goes a bit wishy-washy though.
I used to use Tamiya thinners. And the barbecue, if you got a different thinner, it might be different. But back in the day, I used to over thin it as thin as you could possibly get it, then mist coat it, and it went all right. So you're having my extra acrylics back catalogue, are you?
Yeah.
I might have some of the RAF colours, you know.
I could do an RAF dark green. I've got a couple, but.
It's one of those paints that I was just phasing it out. I was not going to get rid of it, but I was just not replacing them.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Because I've just moved on to lacquers.
Tell you what, I will paint it in this extra acrylic once it's ready, just for a laugh. Why not?
What can go wrong?
There you go. Nobody can have a go at me today because I'm not actually technically painting on the sprue.
Technically not painting.
So I'm not painting this. Anyone.
Colouring in.
You know, before everyone goes off and starts an internet campaign against me for colouring in on the sprue.
That was the worst thing ever, that wasn't it? Proper.
Have you seen that Phil Flory? He paints on the sprue and now he colours in as well.
Yeah. God, he's a proper rebel.
How much more expensive can Vallejo paints get?
Why are they expensive?
Must be $5.99 a bottle in the US.
Hey, that's,
Jesus,
that's tariffs.
Like
Tariffs.
I said, they're going to go up 25% soon. Is anyone having conversations about that in the hobby in America? How the like Tamiya, they put a tariff on Tamiya kits. They're going to go up, aren't they?
What they need to do in America is bring back monogram.
Bring them back. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody find out who's got the moulds for monogram. Because we'd like to talk to them.
Reckon it's Rebel. Apparently extra acrylics are made in the Netherlands.
Oh, really?
Quick, send Kareem round.
Yeah, get Kareen on the job here. I wonder if it's become too much hassle now because of Brexit to get them in.
Yeah, probably it is.
Do you know what?
Well, we're not bothered then.
Another thing killed by Brexit.
Anyway, cool as. I'm impressed. So, there's the weapons of choice, I think. Might have a bit of fading and a bit of weathering. Yeah, I think got to make it a little bit interesting, haven't I? I've not actually looked at my decals. I stuck them in the window, but I only did it the other day, so I don't think a lot have happened.
Not in the last couple of days of our weather.
Yeah. I mean, it was really sunny yesterday and the day before, actually. So, but you normally need at least minimum of a week or two, don't you, for them to...
Well, and also it's a bit different this time of year.
Yeah, the sun's nowhere near as potent, is it? So...
No.
I know. Yeah.
Like UV thingamabob for 3D printing.
That's what I said to him about that. Stick it in the bay.
Yeah. I have tried it before and it never worked. I tried it with some old KP decals. And it didn't seem to do a lot, so... You know, I don't know. Can't beat the good old golden globe, can you, in the sky? Everybody who walks past must think it's weird, though, when I've got, like, decals taped to my window, because it is the front of the house as well, not the back.
To be honest, when you moved house, the first time I came to your house, I was driving down your street, and the sat-nav said you've arrived at your destination as you turn into your street.
Yes.
So I thought, well, he's down here somewhere, so I'm looking up for it, and I didn't even see the house number. I just saw this window with 4 sheets of decals stuck to it. So I thought, that's got to be him, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. You'd be in for a shock if it weren't, wouldn't you?
So no, that's it.
Yes, who are you? Is that you, Phil? What?
Greg's saying it's 15:40, so that's gin o'clock.
Oh. Do you know what? I've had gin for years. Oh, apart from on holiday, I take that back, actually. I do like a G&T.
You had it about 3 months ago.
I did about 3 months ago. I had one in the evening. I was really going for it.
See you later,
Oh dear. Did you get a little bit tips there?
Yes, that's it. I got all leery.
Got all leery.
The cabaret people were telling me to get off the stage.
Yeah, sit down.
Security.
Sit down and put your clothes back on.
Yes, that's it. Put some clothes on, Mr. Flory, or be kicked off.
Yeah.
Get kicked out. People say, all right, everyone's going, it's all right, he doesn't drink, normally.
Gin. Hang on. A gin with apple and raspberry J2O. Ooh, making a cocktail.
Sounds well posh.
Yeah,
are we on beers tonight then, or are we modelling tonight?
I tell you what, I have got, not that I was going to drink it, but I've got that beer that we got from Thingy at the show.
Oh
yeah.
You know, the squadron stuff for the tanks.
I'd
probably rank.
Sounds wrong, but I've bought some alcohol-free Belgian beer.
Ooh.
The left stuff. I thought, might try that tonight then. Got to remain sober for the quiz, haven't I? Got to remember what the answers are. If I get pissed, I'm going to forget the answers to all the questions.
To be honest, it would improve my score. It'd be fine.
Never thought of using J2O with gin. That's a good shout.
No.
You could do that vodka though, couldn't you, as well? Could work.
Screwdriver.
Baileys. We have Baileys tonight. The Baileys forever.
Baileys.
Used to like vodka back in
Can
the day.
Baileys go off?
No. It's
To
spoiled.
be honest, I've still got basically a full bottle because I opened it for Matt last time. So
Oh God, that's
I don't
ages ago. I don't
I was
know.
gonna say, if it comes out in lumps, I'm saying it's gone off.
Yeah, if it looks like porridge when you pour it out, I wouldn't drink it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I've got a bottle open. I don't know if I trust it, to be honest, to try it. Like, a bit grim, innit?
Is it dairy?
Well, yeah, it's cream, isn't it? Irish cream and whiskey.
It's got alcohol in it. I think
Yeah, it's got alcohol in it, so that's what I'm thinking. Can it go off? 'Cause it's got alcohol in it.
Who knows?
For an
But
alcohol.
it is cream at the end of the day. But is it real cream?
Perhaps it's pasteurised.
Pasteurised, yeah. It's UHT cream.
Yeah.
Well, you'd know about 2 hours after drinking it, so.
yeah. When you just
If I'm stuck in the toilet, you know it's a no.
Toilet. Yeah, you know, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's happening in the world of chat, Phil?
I'm just looking at it now.
It's got dairy in it, so it can go off.
Look, put whiskey in a Bailey's as a booster. The best one you can't beat, and I've done it before. We used to call it Snowman's Revenge. I've said this before, but literally, right? You take double Bailey's, right? Double vodka, and then just top it up with full fat milk.
Jesus.
Pint of.
Yeah, I think gorgeous. I'm just like boring because I just
Snowman's Revenge, good stuff.
I've got some mead behind me here.
Would it work with oat milk?
Oat milk,
because that's all I drink now. I don't really drink proper milk.
You could give it a whirl. Do they do a full fat oat milk? It's a whole oat instead of just like took the stuff off the top.
Got a pint of milk delivered this morning by the milkman, but I think I'll leave it for Isla.
Nigel says he swears by Mr. Colour. Sorry, I'm going to put my glasses on at this point. I don't know why I try and do this without. I'm still trying to pretend I can read. I was wondering, why do we see a lot of people online sing them or mention them? Or sorry, he has actually put that as sing. Not mention them, do you mean? Because, I think Mr. Colour, back in its day, everyone used to use Mr. Colour, wasn't it? Because it was the only time you could get all the colours.
It's very fashionable, especially Luftwaffe colours.
Yeah. I reckon, I've got a theory. People online only use what stuff they're paid to.
How dare you say that, those people? They would never go around demanding things.
AK, because AK pay them to do it, that's fine.
We were saying about the other day, I might do that one day. When we do that show, that particular show that will happen in the future, I'm going to name and shame everybody who's done it to me.
It's just like the finale, the Flory finale show.
Yeah, this is the bit where I slam the door on the way out and say, right, Anyway, where are we? Alt92 was saying about Nigel, depends on where you are. Not all the colours in their range are available everywhere. 300 and 400 range, for instance, isn't even sold in Japan, only in Europe.
They've discontinued a lot because they've discontinued a lot of the Aqueous range. They've phased them out. So I can't remember the numbers, but they're in the 300s, I think, and a few of the others. But it's a funny range. You what, sorry?
They have gone out of fashion somewhat.
I think that's what it is. They're just not in fashion, are they? They're not in vogue.
But the AK marketing machine has just shut
Again,
down.
I think this is the real trouble, I think. And, I don't want to start a rant here and all the rest of it, clearly.
Go on.
It's early, isn't it? We've only got 5 minutes left, unfortunately. Otherwise, you could sit here for an hour and I'll let rip. Anyway, that might be tomorrow morning when it's quiet. But what I will say is that you have got a huge machine like AK now pushing their paints and going through. They are giving away thousands of pounds worth of product to people online to do it because people sit there and will go with it. But at the end of the day, I use it as well. And I happen to say, I would say I've bought all my paints, although technically I have via PM. But it's one of those things where, it is good stuff. I can't say it's not good stuff. It's not like certain other brands, which did have quite a following at one point, and it was truly awful stuff. And, but again, it's one of those where the YouTube crowd had it, and it was like, oh, this is brilliant, and all the rest of it. And it's like, no, it's not. It's crap. It's awful. But anyway, the
t-shirt stuff. The poster in the background, this paint is brilliant.
I know, it literally was like that. But it was one of those ones with the AK stuff. I'll be honest with you, the AK stuff, the real colours, is good stuff. and it's my go-to now over Mr. Colour. I've got a rack of Mr. Colour down there. Well, not a full one, but I've got a lot of them. And again, I never even think about them now because my go-to has been Real Colour. You know, the Real Colour just works for me really, really well. Like I've always said with all of these things, once you find a paint that works for you, don't be swayed by somebody online, even me, by saying, oh, you need to buy this paint and all the rest of it because it's great. Because if you've got one that's working for you, why change? You know? Why do people insist on having, and I'm good these days, literally, I've got Tamiya, I've got LPs, I've got Real Colour, I've got some Hitaka. That is literally it. And I've got a few third gens up there, only because I sort of dabbled for a little bit with them. And that is literally it for my paint. I got rid of all my other ones and sold them all. So
I love
Matt's different. Matt's got every brand under the sun with him, but he's got drawfuls.
I like paint.
He likes paints, he likes airbrushes, and he likes shoes.
I'm off shoes. I ain't had a pair of shoes for ages. But no an airbrush, actually. You know, my finger was the last one. But no, but I have got a lot of brands of paint. But I like to see how they work, to test it and just to see the good and the bad in them. You know what I mean? So you can actually then give quite a balanced view of, and it's that thing with you when somebody says it's a crap kit, you want to prove it's not. I'm the same with paint. Oh, this is unpaintable. You can't use this. In my head, I need to know it doesn't work, if that makes sense. Hence why extra acrylic, you know, just the curiosity is, oh, well, how will it work with Gen 3 thinners? Do you know what I mean? Or somebody, you know, I think it works pretty well with aqueous thinners as well, to be fair, because that's quite a mild alcohol-based thinner. Same with Life Colour. Life Colour were notorious. People couldn't use Life Colour.
All right, though, isn't it?
And I find it quite good with their own thinners. So it's all, it's all personal preference, isn't it?
I think, like, you know, because obviously we are tied in. Obviously, you know, for full disclaimer here, me and Matt co-own a model company, you know, selling lots of different ranges of paints. And the reason we do that is because people like different paints, SMS paints, the pre-thin stuff like that. People like it because you literally just put it in your airbrush and you spray it. You know, and if you're into those ones, then fair play. That's for you. People like, obviously, the Real Colours. We stock that. We stock the Hitaka range. We stock the third gen range. We've got the Tamiyas down in there. We've got the Mr. Colours as well. We've got the Aqueous range. And again, it's that thing about people do prefer different ones. And even like some of the paints where I'd be like, Jesus, why would you want to use that? But if you're used to using them and you know what you're doing with them, fair play, you know. But it does annoy me sometimes when you do get people on about, oh, you need to use this because the colours are brilliant. And it's a fucking paint, you know? Really? You know? I say I've been doing this way too long now, but you get people and they're like, oh, yeah, this one's got great coverage and the colour accuracy is like 99.9% on a sunny day in August, you know? And it really, they're all roughly in the ballpark now. You know, occasionally you get a paint and you're like, whoa. And I don't like it when companies, Tamiya even do it, and they change the colour, like olive drab, wouldn't it? They change the colour. The cockpit green colour, they switched at one point as well, you know? Because I think I had both of them at one point. I had their cockpit colours, and I've got two bottles with them. They're totally separate colours now, you know, where they do shift the colours and things. That annoys me when they do that.
I tell you, the worst one, or one of the worst ones, is actually Mr. Hobby. I don't know if it's just the Aqueous range or actually the Mr. Colour as well. But they changed the colour of US interior green, which was the proper green, you know, standard colour. And now it's more like XF4.
Yeah.
As in, you know, the wheel wells and all that sort of colour. And that was the go-to at one point, interior green colour for US stuff. It was brilliant. And why they've changed that to, I have no idea. But they've been tweaking their formulas. I don't know if it's to do with ingredients or pigments or what. I don't know why they're doing it. Well, that's the other thing as well. They're never very transparent of why they've changed it, are they? And that's the other thing in the hobby that is not a thing, is it? The transparency of why we've done this and why we've had to like move manufacturing here or why this colour's changed. And to me, I don't get it because it made their life so much easier to explain it, and then people get it, don't they? You know, the biggest debacle was the bloody Edward decals.
Yeah.
until it started moaning, and then they decided to make a statement on it. Where they'd just come out and said, we're changing our decals, this is going to be it. Everybody knows where they stand, use them or don't. But when you bought a kit and then you're discovering that they've changed them and they're not the super duper cartograph ones that they used to be, it's not good for the brand, is it?
No.
No. So there you go, just my opinion on it.
No, it is. And everyone's
the super secrecy I don't get. I get it with what's been released because you don't want to be gazump. But now everybody's releasing so much stuff anyway. The chances are that somebody is going to release something that you're doing anyway from a different company that you don't know about, isn't it? Let's be honest, know.
Yeah, it is.
But as in paints and stuff, why the big hoo-ha with changing formulas or whatever, I don't know. Just come out and say for whatever reason, and then, people know, customers know, don't they?
Yeah. My point is, just because this is an interesting argument, which I was going to use on something else, but it reminds me, is that you were quite right when you said about, manufacturers are so cagey about what they're about to release. And as we know, the average sort of time from concept to being a kit is around about 18 months to 2 years, right? Yeah. And then, so from that point of view, you're into it. And obviously you've spent a fortune on it, on the research and the bits and pieces before you even get into the tooling and stuff. It's a huge investment. Yeah. But my point is then, why would you not say, like, if I was the one doing now and I said, right, I'm producing a brand new Voodoo, F101 Voodoo kit in 48 scale, we're working on it at the moment, this is what we're working on. Why would another company want to suddenly go, shit, we better bring one of them out then?
But don't you think that
drop everything and get in there to get it out first?
Yeah, but don't you think that happened with the patches with Meng?
Well, this is it. Yeah, and that seemed to what happened because as you say, suddenly Tacom threw all of their versions out the door overnight to sort of get in front of it and all the rest of it. But my point is, surely by that you're gonna dilute your sales potential, because some of them are going to stick with you, some are going to go for the new one, right? And you've got that thing about like which one is best and all the rest of it and all the rest of those types of things going through. But I thought it would have been better if the manufacturers sort of because I would think, not being funny, if I was thought, right, we're going to do a Voodoo, and then I heard on the grapevine that such and such company is actually now doing a Voodoo, well, there's no point doing it. We'll do something else then. But obviously they don't somewhat think like, but is this a Chinese thing? With the Chinese companies trying to do that and bait each other rather than the Western and, sort of the old Eastern Bloc countries, because they're quite open with it. Not being funny, like Edar's been shouting about their P40 for a while now, and they said about obviously with the P51s being redone and coming back out and all the rest of it, and they show their tooling process, the design, and they're going right the way through.
Well, don't you think there's a lot of hot air with companies that say we're going to release this, that, and the other, and we never see it?
Oh, it never does. Yeah, of course.
There's been a lot of that, isn't there? You know what I mean? So getting people sort of interested, and then you never hear from it again. So obviously things change and the world's changing, economies and whatever else. You can't judge for that. But to me, the old Tacom, say Meng versus the Apache. Like you've said, it takes how long to do research and to tool it and something. There's either been a leak there from the tooling people, because they're the only ones who's going to know, isn't there? To say, well, Meng are doing, or whoever started it first, because I don't know what or Tacom or whoever, have gone, well, they're doing this. So, because they couldn't have brought it out as fast as they did if it weren't already in process to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So something's been leaked 18 months ago or whatever. It could have been a designer that's left one company and gone to work for another. You don't know, do you?
Yeah.
And gone, well, these are doing this, so we ought to do it also. You don't know, do you? You don't know the ins and outs of it. It's just all speculation. But it's interesting. But yeah, like I say, again, the thing is, let's bring Airfix back into it. The stuff Airfix does as well is very unique to the British market.
Mm-hmm.
So really, they've not got a lot of competition from the Far East companies, or even into probably, like the Czech Republic or Poland or whatever. Apart from a Hurricane perhaps that Armour's done and stuff, there is some crossovers, but mainly, like a Beaufort, for instance, or a Whitley bomber, or very British subjects. To me, they've got no other direct competition.
The only people that sometimes bring out British stuff like that used to be Trumpeter back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, they've started to dibble in it a bit again. You know, we all know Trumpeter's accuracy can be a bit sort of off, shall we say? And we're when they first was doing it, you got to think Trumpeter kits were very cheap. They were quite a cheap kit on the market. So the accuracy thing was like, well, it's a cheap kit. It goes together nice, and it kind of looks like what you want it to do. Where now, obviously, everything's crept up, and they're not cheap anymore. Same with the Hobby Boss stuff. Into anything, I was looking at Meng prices the other day, and just the 35th sort of tank, say a Leopard, something that sort of size, is now nearly 70 quid. It's so, you know, it's shot up loads. ICM was another company, weren't it, where they were nice pricing to begin with. You know, you could get a 48, say JU88 or whatever for 30 odd quid, and now they're like touching 50 odd quid, aren't they? It's you know, I know it's the way of the world and inflation and everything else, don't get me wrong, I understand that, but they've gone from it then gets quite niche, I think, and you've really got to want to build one because of the pricing of them now, or you're waiting for somebody to discount them or sell them off or an offer on, or so you can get it for a decent price. You're not just going to think, I'll just have one and stick it in the loft for the stash anymore. I think them days are coming to an end, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think that, you know, unless you have got real disposable income, that thing now of like every time there's a new release, buy it and it just goes in your stash.
Yeah,
long gone, you know?
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing now, unless you're a real collector, you know, and you've got to be a collector or it's a real subject you want. Well, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of mileage in this conversation, but yeah, like I say. So how we've gone off from paint formulations to I have no idea. We've gone off on a tangent to normal. So
anyway, we're running out of time. Do you want to have a quick run round?
Have a quick scoot round.
A scoot round. Shall I start and then
see the pants.
Follow on. Right. Okay. So look, there we go. Done all the wheels. Wheels are all done. So lots of wheels. Hatches have been done as well. Got the hatches here. They've been painted up. But most of all, my little tank is straight up.
Looking very nice.
As well. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit more to this. So we'll get the decals onto it, which are these teeny tiny little things in here. Look. Anyway, we'll get them on, and then we're going to weather this. So we'll give this a little bit of a satin finish, and then we're going to dry brush it, a little bit of weathering as well, stuff like that onto it. And again, we'll go through and then somewhat get it together. And I've also gone round, as you've just seen, I've hand painted on the sprue all the tools and fittings and stuff like that as well. That's all done. So yeah, we're coming together really nicely. And I think by the time this thing does get its little wheels on, tell you what, I'll put my glasses on because I can't shoot. I think, you know, this should look pretty darn good. Get these on. Here we go. I think he'll look all right once he's all in there. Get him dulled down, I think, with a little bit of matte finish maybe, and take the shine off him a bit. But as for the pens working, yeah, no, it does. It works. But you do need a couple of coats to get him to go before you get him in there and all the rest of it. But yes, I think he'll be all right once he's up and going and all the rest of it. So
looks like a Puma.
Looks like a Puma to me. So yes, we're all
right,
good. Very nice. Go on, then, Matt.
Oh, I've just got my primer on. So I'm going to let that dry off for an hour or two, and then I can get it masked up, and then perhaps if we get a chance later or tomorrow, I'll get it painted. But yeah, it's looking all right, I think. Got a bit of a gap in the wing, but
very nice.
For a, I don't know, what did I say? It was 68, was it? So
yeah, 1968.
Knocking on a bit, 50 odd year old.
That's it.
It's all right, to be honest. I actually don't mind the riveting, the raised riveting. I don't think it's that in your face. Can you see it on the cam?
Yeah, not really. As I say, that's what I mean. It's not that in your face because you can't see it.
It's quite subtle, to be honest. I think that's not bad at all. Obviously, the wing gap's a bit somewhat, but you know, the wings fell off. It's only clipped in because you can unclip them to finger it back. But you know, for a kit of its day, I'm quite happy with it. Hopefully, I can pull it off with a bit of painting and weathering and bring it to life and call it a day. But the only thing I wish I'd have done, which I didn't realise because I didn't read the instruction, you know these two little nuggets here? So if you've got the wheels up, the half wheels fit in there, I would have just chopped them off and done something with them. But
yeah,
I didn't think, to be honest. But yeah, I'll have to live with that. You don't really see underneath anyway. So yeah, And there's the prop. Look, hold on. I've got to paint the tips, but there's the prop and paint the middle.
Nice. You're going to put the rockets on as well?
Yeah, I'm going to do the rockets. Give them a coat of black and white, and then I'll paint them up and stick the rockets on it. Yeah. So, and we'll see how we go with a bit of extra acrylic glossy blue.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Good job. Right. Okay. Nathan?
It's a bit of a jump, but I daren't move any of this because it's all clamped.
Right. Okay. That's fine.
In here, I've just got like the lower windscreen glued in and clamped. So I've done it with good old micro clip glue. So I daren't move any of that. So the interior has just been done. There's a few masking errors, but no one's going to know once it's all in. So I've just been doing the seats. These are Derwent ink tents. It's like a watercolor pencil. So I've just been doing the seats. So I'm just kind of like, it's coming. I think it'll come together surprisingly quickly. Then I'll give myself another masking nightmare to do once I have to mask all these windows. But yeah, the kit is. I'm enjoying it actually. I need to decide.
It's nice. It's something different.
Yeah. Do I weather the interior to show it on a cold November morning?
Yeah, put snow in it.
Put snow in it. I'm tempted to weather the interior because the floor of these trams must have got absolutely filthy. So I might do a bit of dust. I don't know, because that'll cover some of the masking errors around the seats. But are you going to see it?
Probably not, really. But hey, if you want to do it, why not? It's your model, isn't it?
I don't know. I might just plough on and build it. But this is the test now, is when all these like bits come together, all fit. I hope so. But again, for an old kit, another kit that's probably the same age as us.
Yeah,
it's doing all right, isn't it?
So it's retro, mate. Retro kits of the future.
This is
it. Literally 1970X. So it is. It's about the same as us lot, isn't it?
Yeah,
pretty much. Going to be his 50s, isn't it? Or getting close.
God, yeah. And that's scary when you say it like that.
Very, very scary.
Yeah.
Nice, good job. Right, okay, so don't forget, we've got various bits and pieces going on over on the PM store. Flooring model stuff, if you want to get anything down in here. There's no massive sales or anything going on at the moment. But I will say, guys, don't forget the mugs are on order. And we've probably gone halfway through, are available. But I'm about halfway through the mugs now. I've gone. So if you do fancy getting yourself one of our new mugs, which is, sorry, hold on, I cue this up. Where are we? Not that one. Which is one like these. Then shout now. All right, there is 2 scalings of it coming through just because it's a bit of a cock-up. But they're both lovely mugs at the end of the day. All right, so if you do want to get one of these for members, don't forget they're in the hidden sneaky area. Full details are on the forum. You can find them in there. And again, around about half of them have sold already. So again, a lot of them have just gone out, as we heard during the show. But as I say, I expect these will probably sell out within the next week or 2. All right, so if you do want to get yourself one, get your name down in there now, and you can get them sent out just as soon as we possibly can. All right, over on the PM side of things, they're doing their special on the weekend as well. So it's 10% all orders over £25 for this weekend. All right. It's only in this store, not on the eBay store. All right. So it's down in here. They've got the specialist merchandise. So you've actually got, I've got to put my apron on in all the thing. So the aprons are in and available. So if you want a new apron, it's modeled by Matt, and I had mine on yesterday as well. I'll put it on tonight. You can see it down in here as well. So that one is up and available for you to purchase now, and the other bits and pieces. And obviously the pens that I've been using, the crayons, they are available. We haven't got the big sets. We spoke about it before, but we do have all the other colours down in here. All right. And some of the other sets are available in this one as well. All right. So if you want to get any of these ones, you can see any of these just down in here. Plus the fact, got all your glues, your tools, your sundries, and everything else. If you're wondering where the kits are, literally just pop along to the PM Models eBay store. They're all in here now. So they are all down in here, and our end-of-line stuff. So we've got various paints and various bits and pieces, oil, stuff like that are down in here as well. So if you want to grab yourself a bit of a bargain, pop over to the PM store on eBay. You can see them down there. We've got 48 pages full of it. All right, so lots of stuff, lots of bits and pieces. And again, you can grab your stuff. We've got some pigments down in there as well, and some other stuff. So if you want to grab anything for the kit wise, they're all over on the eBay store now. Just pop along to the PM Models UK store and you can grab it. putting the name in can be a little bit hit and miss. Your best way is go to pmmodelsuk.com and click the link. And the link will take you straight there, just like that. All right. Last up as well, where is it? There we go. Braveco, Kareem was on earlier. If you're inside the EU and you want to get any of the Flory Models stuff, you can click onto the Flory Models Europe page that she's got on here as well, and you can get all your Flory Models goodies just like that down in there. They're all available just there. And obviously, don't forget, Kareem's got all the DSP stuff, so all the tools and all your bits and pieces you could ever want down in there, plus a lot more on her store. Just click in and you'll be taken to a magical place. What was his name? Jeffrey the Giraffe will take you around it all. So there is nice. What happened, Jeffrey? Do you think he's now an alcoholic sitting in a bar?
Probably. Yeah.
Now they've gone, Yeah. This year he's got no job. So never mind. Anyway, that's about it for us for this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to be back with you at 7:30 for the quiz. So what should I be starting to look up?
That'd be telling.
Is it geography based? Is this going to be,
It is geography than history this time, actually.
It's geography and history. There's no theme then. It could be anything.
Bit random. You'll see.
Right.
You'll see.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like a pub quiz.
Pub quiz, that's it. If you do want to join us, it's informal, we're not really doing any building or anything else like that. We're just going to be doing the quiz. So grab yourself some drinks, some snacks, and we'll be back with you at 7:30 for the quiz as we make our way through. And then we are back with you tomorrow, though, 10 o'clock in the morning till midday, and then again in the afternoon between 2 and 4, where hopefully we'll be finishing off, probably not Nathan, to be honest, but the rest of us will be finishing off our little builds as well. So we'll get all of these done.
Oh.
Yeah, Nathan will be finished by Thursday, so don't worry. No pressure. Right, okay then, guys. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Absolute pleasure. Stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you at 7:30. So, till later, everybody. Say goodbye, gentlemen. Right up here. Bye.
Bye.